for like when he's 16, it's still cool. It's like you can have it in his closet. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was like a large Dodger shirt or whatever. You know what I mean?
So like when I have a kid, and you come on Tuesdays to record the podcast, you might have to be in here with the kid alone. Me and Gosha will go and have dinner.
I thought you were gonna say you might have to like take on the show for 5 minutes while you go like check on the kid.
No.
Or the kid would
just be you on the podcast with a crying baby.
We're just gonna. Well, I mean, I'm pretty good with trying to have kids not cry. You know, there's a way you can almost make them not cry.
Maybe whiskey on the teeth.
I mean that's
welcome to another episode of the Propaganda Show.
I love your host, right into this.
Chris Sarda. That's Angelo Soboro. You can find us on Twitter at
Chris Sarda.
NPOYS_music.
Oh, damn.
Not part of your scene music.
But this is the Propaganda Show,
right? Or at
right?
Chris Sarda. This is the Propaganda Show.
Awesome.
Because I just wanted to say random shit.
That's
Angelo Soboro.
Who says a lot of random shit.
If you wanted to find Angelo on Twitter, you would find him controlling our sister podcast at chaoticsports.com.
I thought the Propaganda Show was a sister podcast of Chaotic Sports.
They're each other's sister.
Okay.
You can find more. You can find the podcast and additional writing at notpartofyourscene.com. And if you're sports inclined, or you have a child or friend like Angelo that's sports inclined, you can also find us at chaoticsports.com. It really helps if you take the effort to rate this podcast on whatever podcast app you have.
Has anybody ever rated this?
Yes. iTunes.
How many people?
Fucking 6,000.
6,000, wow.
iTunes, Podcast Addict, Player FM, Stitcher.
Should I rate us? I've never rated us.
You should find a way to rate us.
I should rate the sister podcast.
You should rate both podcasts. The Chaotic Sports. We're going to do a Chaotic Sports podcast. Yeah. After this podcast, we're going to do a Chaotic Sports podcast. We're going to actually prepare, though. We're going to talk a little bit about what we're going to do without getting into the specifics, without getting into the funny shit.
Yeah. We're
going to know what we're going to do. And then we're going to do a sports podcast.
Yeah, because you could change it all if you're really controlling the whole scene of the show.
You know what? We have a tendency to start arguing in the middle.
Yeah,
that should be on the podcast.
Beauty. But that's part of the beauty.
But the topics should probably be decided ahead. Let the dog in. Does the dog want to be in?
No, I just heard a random noise.
That was the dog.
No, but it wasn't like
Does
a
she
scratch
want
at
in?
the door. No.
You talk for a second on the microphone.
The dog was not there. I heard that bark. That was like in the distance. It was. You can tell when a dog is close by or far. That was a far bark.
Yeah,
and it wasn't even a bark. It was just kind of like.
And that was a dog to dog bark. That shit.
That wasn't a dog to human. That was a dog to dog, like get off my bone type of bark.
So it was like that. I can tell it was that way.
Yeah, she was talking to the sister.
Okay, so let's be honest. You were drinking without me. I was drinking without you, and now we're here drinking and doing a podcast. True or false?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't purposely done like that, or we didn't drink just to do the podcast. We're not alcoholics. I think we need that. For like 90% of the shows? It doesn't need it every episode, but you think like it helps us?
No, I don't think it helps.
Yeah, because, but we don't go out of our way to get drunk to do a show.
Well, especially not on Tuesday night.
I think we just happen to be drinking sometimes.
Well, especially not on a Tuesday night. Theoretically, I have work the next day, and you were hit or miss on work the next day.
Yeah, so you're right. We were both out drinking, and you were at a very cool place, right? And you were drinking like what kind of beers?
Creek.
What kind of beers did you have?
God of Thunder.
It's a classic.
I did the Pilsner. I did the God of Thunder one-off.
Okay.
And I drank, I think, the Hauling Oats on Nitro at Tenaya Creek Brewery.
Was it pretty busy there?
I don't know. Me and Rob were talking. We were talking about baseball
trades and stuff. Did he tell you how good my team was? Last time I was with Rob, he was like, "You do have a very good team."
No, he didn't say that.
Yeah, I swear he said that.
No, he didn't say that.
Yes, he did. He said your roster is stacked.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he was being serious, and I was like, "Yeah, it's one of the best teams for sure."
No, he didn't say that.
He definitely said that.
I'm gonna re-ask.
That could be verified because he did tell me. He told me that like 2 weeks ago.
Shit, I had all this stuff on Black Panther open.
Well, I know. We're talking sports though. Let's get off the sports.
Yeah, we got sports to talk about later. So this episode, there's a few things. So I was supposed to do an episode last night about this comic book, the first 5 or 6 issues.
Baby Teeth.
Baby Teeth. Horror comic book. I was about to do that, but then I had wife duties.
Now that first comic book in your hand, that's 5 comics.
Yeah, this one's 5.
Yeah.
And then so I'm missing number 6, but then I have 7 and 8.
Oh, that's literally number 5. I was gonna say that's like a bunch of comics together.
No, that's 1 through 5.
Yeah, okay, that's what I figured.
So I have.
Gotcha.
So I'll probably still roll this out in the next couple of days, just a quick 20-30 minute.
Baby Teeth, what a good comic for you to have.
Yeah, Oh no, it's when I was reading, I was like, I shouldn't let my pregnant wife read this stuff. It's about a girl being pregnant with the Antichrist.
Oh my shit.
It's a horror comic.
Yeah, next time we're supposed to.
The baby
guess comic names, by the way. I don't think I would have guessed that, but.
Yeah, the baby, she's having trouble feeding the baby. She's like,
so the baby's not latching.
No, the baby's not latching. The baby's not latching.
Oh, and an alien comes out of the baby's stomach.
No,
another baby comes out.
Turns out the baby doesn't drink milk; it drinks blood.
It's a type of not like a bat baby, vampire baby.
No, Antichrist.
Who drinks blood? I thought Antichrist would drink milk and soda.
Well, this one drinks blood.
Yeah,
but anyway, I'm going to do a whole podcast. We don't have to go into that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to talk about that. There'll be a short podcast about that.
Sounds cool for you guys.
A couple other things and it'd just be me.
I was talking to them.
Oh, yeah. A couple other things that we'll cover in this podcast. I want to do more reaction videos because I think it's funny for me to bring you like a music video and make you watch it and narrate it. That's funny.
I think it's funnier if I did that to you.
No, because
I
watch so many music videos.
Am I just that funny though, or is what?
You're funny. Like when I go, hey, you got to explain the music video and then talk about it,
or the comic one, or whatever.
The music video. We've done music video ones where we were drunk off.
Yeah, but we just stopped. Obviously, nobody rated that episode because we just stopped. We've never done it again. A music video.
Well,
we were Beavis and Butthead in it, and it just
that's the great thing. I think I'm gonna put that TV.
That was great.
I'm gonna put that TV in the kitchen in here.
Last time
I turned that TV on 3 times.
But last time I tried to take that TV off his wall, and he went crazy. Like it's like he's never seen somebody take a TV off. He's never seen somebody take a TV off a wall before. Now all of a sudden he's gonna do it and put it over here.
No, there's a story behind that. There were 3 of us, another buddy Dylan. We were all sitting here on New Year's Eve, or on
that was not
Christmas
3 years
Eve.
ago.
A year and a half ago.
I thought you said 3 years.
We're all sitting here on New Year's Eve. The wife was in her home or in her motherland, and we're all sitting here beating Super Mario World. And the Nintendo doesn't work great with the newfangled inputs for TV, and so Angelo's drunk off his ass.
No,
he says he's
not. True.
No, he would never do this if he weren't drunk.
It was true, dude. I've taken TVs off of walls before and put them on the freaking. It's not that
without
great.
asking. The guy walks into the kitchen and starts like trying to jimmy the TV in my kitchen off the wall.
This is an extra TV. It's not like this is his main TV, and it was like an older TV.
Without thinking, he doesn't look at how it's latched. I don't even think he turned on the lights. He just starts fucking jimmying.
No, and I got it off.
You got it off.
No, it's not that hard to take a TV off the wall.
He starts jimmying it.
It's never been the same. I broke it.
Not worrying about what's connected in it. He just starts, and I had to walk in there and go, Lo, what the fuck are you doing?
He should know me. It was a win-win situation. If I would have dropped it, I just would have bought him a brand new TV. So he should have hoped he should have been like, thank you. It's a good chance because if something happens, he gets a brand new TV.
True or false? If Gosha were home, would you have walked into the kitchen and tried to jimmy the TV off the wall?
Well, I didn't really jimmy it. It's not like I had a hammer. I didn't have a hammer and a screwdriver and was like breaking it off. I was just lightly taking it off the rack.
No, you jimmied it.
No, because it was in an extra room and you didn't really care about the TV, that's why I did that. And plus it was a video game situation. And in a video game situation when we have to continue playing video games, I had to do it, right? It wasn't. It
worked though.
Yeah, no, but it wasn't like I randomly just did it. It was for a situation with video.
For a video game situation.
So that's why it wasn't like I randomly just did that. That's why it's not as crazy.
So if the same video game situation was there and Gosha was home, would you have walked into the kitchen and tried to jimmy it off the wall?
Gosha would have helped me take it off. No, you don't think so?
I don't know, maybe.
So
either way, I'm gonna jimmy that TV off and maybe put it in here.
For what
We're gonna
reason?
Start working.
So you can see your video on there?
No. Well, one is to work video into the podcast. This podcast, by the Chaotic Sports Podcast, I don't have it hooked up.
No, but you're going to be recorded on that TV?
2 things. I don't have the Chaotic Sports podcast hooked up so it automatically goes on YouTube. This podcast automatically goes on YouTube.
This podcast right here?
Yeah, the propaganda show automatically goes on YouTube. But I'm going to hook up the Chaotic Sports one too, but it just has a picture. Once we get the TV,
while you're listening to it.
Once we get the TV up here and the cameras, we will make it so that this is what we're doing here is being recorded, and we're looking at a camera while talking shit about sports or Black Panther.
Do the people really need to see what's going on right here?
It's a cool room to
have.
Yeah,
it is a cool room.
Yeah.
It is a cool room.
Yeah.
People. I see people down the road in a perfect world situation. They'd be commenting about that book and about
the book about serial killers.
Yes, and the book about baby teeth. Then they would comment about what puck is that from what game, and that Brett Favre figure. You have a lot of random stuff.
Yeah, there's good random stuff. We would have changed random stuff too.
And then we'll put that Vans box somewhere so they can see it, because every time I see that Vans box, it brings me back. It brings me back to 14 years old.
Yeah.
Literally, I swear.
When you had a shitty skateboard.
That. No, I had those shoes.
Well, what's in the Vans box? Hold on.
I don't even remember
what's in the
Vans. You can't fit a skateboard inside there.
Well, you bought these Vans, these thin-ass Vans.
No, I had those boxes in my room 10
I don't know what's
times.
in this box.
Well, it's probably baseball cards.
Well, open it up.
Okay, right now, you're going to see this on video in 9 months.
Well, we take a picture. Here, hold on.
This guy wears 7.5. This is a brand new box.
That's not mine.
I mean, this is how small his feet are. Hey, he's 6'4" and he wears a 7.5 size shoe. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
What size do I really wear?
Okay, but anyway, this Van box, you'll see this on video one day. This Van box is tennis shoes, and I've had this box in my room 10 different times throughout my life. Now, what's inside of it, I guess.
The Vans box.
Okay, I will.
Be a man.
What's inside of this is, I'm guessing, baseball cards, because that's what you did with this box. Years after you used it up, you put baseball cards in it.
I don't know if there's baseball cards or like magic cards.
So now I just opened it.
Grab a random card and just tell the people.
I opened it. It's definitely cards, not all baseball cards. I'll grab 2 different things. The first stack is Master Splinter, which is pretty cool. The first card
that's the cards from Ninja Turtles 2.
That's awesome. So that's a good card. That's from the, let's see.
That's like the one where Vanilla Ice
90. I think I see 91. My eyes aren't like they used to be. That's 91. Then we have comic cards. That's awesome. So that was very cool.
Well, great. Read a random comic card.
Well, I mean, there's different comic cards.
Read a random one. Who is it?
Cable vs. Deathpool. Old school.
That's old school.
You're seeing new movies now. This is old stuff.
So this is Cable. This movie's coming out. This is a 1994 card, Cable versus Deathpool.
Then I'll give you respect. You have a Street Fighter card.
Let me see that one.
He has a Street Fighter card.
Oh yeah, that's not even the game. That's the movie. How do I randomly have that fucking card?
Okay, so this box is a glorious box because it is baseball cards. It's Ninja Turtles.
Grab something from the middle.
It's comic cards.
Oh, you know what this is? Do you know what this shit is?
Alien.
This is the Aliens versus Predator card game.
That's awesome.
One day we need to just play this.
He's got a lot of cool stuff in that box. The box is cool.
Put it back where you found it.
The box is
probably
cool
in order.
alone, but you took a picture of this?
I took a picture of you holding it. That's going to be the cover.
All right. So that's a cool box.
Anyway, so the point of this podcast isn't to pick up random boxes on the floor.
No,
or to talk about the podcast. The point of this podcast is to talk about the thing that's taking the world by storm right now, and that's taking the world by storm is a play on words, because in the comic books,
Storm,
Black Panther is
Jaden Storm. Yeah.
Storm. So Oro Monroe in the comic books is getting on with T'Challa. I don't know if they're married. They might be married. Hopefully, if they're Christian good guys.
No, they're married.
Yeah,
they love each other.
Anyway, but that's not happening in the movie. So the thing that's taking the world by storm right now is the Black Panther film. So everyone loves it. I think it. I actually haven't talked to you about it. Maybe you're the one guy who doesn't love it, but I'll let you get to it in a second.
You always say stupid stuff like that.
You'll never say that, but hold on.
No, but why would you say that? I hate that. Why would you say that?
Maybe you're
Why would I be the guy that doesn't love it?
Well, because we haven't talked about if it was awesome or not. So let me fix your microphone.
Dude, don't touch another man's microphone. Just like don't touch somebody's radio. I mean, I got it.
Oh, this shit's broken. Don't talk.
It's not broken, dude.
Yeah, it is, dude. It's not. It's broken. It's not.
No, that's how I like my microphone.
No, it's
I
not.
like it broken and to the side. Yours is upright. Mine's to the side.
No, it should be to the side too.
It's
But
like shooting a gun. Some people shoot it to the side. Gangster style. I like mine.
yeah, but the thing
regular
is, it's a
style.
lot like your dick. It just goes. I don't know
What,
about
it's
this
made
about
of
your
steel?
dick. Yeah, I've just heard women.
Won't stop for nothing. It's soundproof.
Soundproof?
It's like 2018 technology.
Hold on, dude. The first thing you said was hilarious. It's made of steel. But the other thing you said, it's soundproof.
Anyway, we'll forget about that. There's an on and up button. There's an on and up button. Exactly, you're right about that. It's 2018 technology, you know, and born in the 80s. That's exactly what it is, you know.
So ladies, if you're available, Angela Saboro's available. So we haven't said it, not even in the text message
On
thread,
purpose,
have we
though.
talked about Black Panther.
On purpose, right?
So Black Panther has taken the world by storm. It seems like everyone loves it. Everyone from like just the guy that wants a new superhero movie to the guy with like to the person with like social implications about black superheroes.
You know this movie.
The whole world loves it.
Exactly, but you know this movie would any new Marvel movie is gonna pretty much do better than the others. I feel like the next one. Yeah, I feel like
with the
next
exception
one,
of maybe the Avengers movie that bring it all together.
Okay, so that
they keep getting bigger and bigger. It seems
bigger and better. So it has that aspect. Then it has the like you said, the social implications aspect. You're gonna have two different people watching this movie. You know that.
Well, some of those people overlap, but it'll certainly grab a different corner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why this movie's going to be a little bigger than others too.
Yeah.
Because of that, you're going to have different kind of people watching it.
Plus, it was good enough that it's not crazy that we just go watch it again.
It was definitely. You're saying to watch it twice?
Yeah, like
sure.
Hey, something else like you got another
friend or the 3D movie.
We ended up watching 3D.
Okay, I watched regular.
Yeah, we prefer regular, but I think now that we watch every one and I've been buying them, I think that if it's available, even though I don't love 3D, I think just to say we've done it, we're gonna.
Or for the action Marvel, it seems like those would be cool 3D.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna start watching both ways. Because I just watched it regular, and I want to see 3D how.
You think it'd be cool, right?
Yeah, so I want to kind of see the difference, and then I just like regular over 3D, so it seems like sometimes I would watch both.
So I'm on your side there. There's no argument there. I prefer the regular, but my argument now is that I've watched a couple movies in 3D recently, because I used to have the same argument that, it gives me a headache, or I don't like it, or it's not worth it, the extra $4 or $5. But the simple fact is those Marvel movies, for the most part, personally, we're going to own them on Blu-ray. So this is the one time I'll ever get to watch them 3D, really. Do you know what I mean?
And then your next time would probably be
on
Blu-ray.
And then I'll have them on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So how was the 3D?
Anyway, this movie's taking the world by storm. It's going to break a bunch of records. It is, like you said, it's two groups of people watching it. So I like to get, as you know, and as people that have listened or read my reviews more, I like to get more in depth than thumbs up or thumbs down. But let's get that out of the way. And I'll start with you, your thoughts, thumbs up or thumbs down, and then we'll get to a little bit deeper, I hope.
So this is
like basic.
You want us to Sissel and Ebert, Sarda and Saboro?
Sarda and Saboro. We're gonna spend 5 minutes on thumbs up and thumbs down, and then we're gonna talk more about the movie. So obviously, from hearing you, everyone knows thumbs up, but
yeah, it's gonna. I mean, could it be thumbs down? I mean, it could, but on these new age Marvel movies, it's very hard to be thumbs down.
They're good at it.
That's what I'm saying. So you're gonna get the same old answer you had. You definitely had a good comic aspect in this movie. I thought they had little jabs throughout the movie. If you were, I mean, you had to be laughing here and there, right?
Oh, like the jokes.
Yeah, they had little,
but
jokes
not overbearing.
No, not crazy. Not Deadpool.
Thor was close to overbearing, but it was still a great movie.
Or Deadpool, they kind of over
Deadpool
the top
fit. Yeah, Deadpool was meant to be over.
Okay, so this was, you're right. This was kind of right in the middle.
Yeah.
And then you had your good action, your good fight scenes. You had a good movie. I mean, I don't really know what to say.
Overall. So if you had to, so let's say this. You've already said it. The movie was very good. You give it a thumbs up. If you had to pull from the inner asshole of you, what was the bad thing about the movie? If you had to say something, what was the bad thing?
That's a good question right there. That one I'm gonna have to think about. What was the bad part of the
But
movie?
that's awesome if you don't even
Yeah,
know.
I mean, I liked the movie.
Yeah, so I can tell you what I thought was going to be the bad thing. And I'll get into what I liked about the movie, and it's
The character development of
well.
of the main
Let's be
character.
honest. What I liked about the movie is going to be similar to what everyone else saw.
You thought you
so
were
I'm
going to
go
Michael
through
Jordan.
it. I'm going to go through it quickly, and then we'll get on hopefully some deeper stuff. But here's what I thought I wasn't going to like about the movie. So the truth is that Black Panther, the powers are very typical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's basically Captain America but bulletproof. So he's basically powers wise.
It's like Batman.
Yeah, powers wise, he's somewhere between Captain America and Batman.
Yeah.
Which makes him a badass.
Yeah.
But from a movie perspective, we've seen that action. Let's say. So if you're writing the movie, if you're writing this movie and you're gonna write fight scenes and action scenes, how do you make Black Panther creative, right? How do you make him? How do you make us go one step beyond Batman or Captain America? And that's what was my fear.
You thought it was going to be...
I thought the action was going to be generic.
Okay.
But there was very creative writing in it.
And they didn't go over the top or nothing with his
Didn't go over
abilities.
the top. So number one, there was good action when he didn't even have the suit on in those... Oh,
I like the action.
Hold on. Before we do this,
okay.
Spoiler alert.
Come on.
No, you have to tell people.
That.
Well, you have to tell people.
I mean, okay, you
From
have to tell people,
point
but
on,
10 minutes ago we were talking about the movie, so they...
but we haven't spoiled anything.
Yeah.
So from this point on, we're going to not think about talking about specific aspects of the movie. So if you're one of the very few people that would actually listen to a podcast like this, you're full of shit.
The entrance of the podcast online, though. I mean,
I'll put the spoiler,
the
but I mean, dude, we're 22 minutes in. We'll tell you when the spoiler.
So you got me thinking about the action. I did enjoy some of the action scenes in the
was
water.
awesome.
In the water, on the cliff.
So that's what I was going to say.
Cool, yeah.
So number one,
that was cool.
there was significant action where he doesn't even have the suit on.
Yeah.
So there was two fight scenes in the water on the cliff where he doesn't have powers and it's just fighting. Yeah. And those are great scenes.
So he has the powers of just being athletic and in good shape and have heart.
Yeah, and against both opponents, it was legit.
Yeah.
And then the final action scene where they're fighting in the train, where the train turns vibranium off
and takes away their
powers.
Yeah, their powers from their.
So as soon as the sister said that was the technological genius, I go, oh, that's where the last fight scene's happening for sure. Because if you could turn vibranium off, that's a big deal in Wakanda, right?
And he wanted him to turn it off. He's like, I got this fool.
That fight scene was the shit because it was turning on and off, and then you had like a point where they could talk, and then he was half in and half out. Also, the fight scene where they were falling.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man had a similar cool ass fight scene where you're punching each other while falling. But Black Panther, that was cool too.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And what other action scenes were there? Oh, and then the action scene in the car chase in South Korea.
Oh, that, you know what?
It was creative.
Yeah,
still.
I enjoyed. You're right, because they're driving the car from somewhere else through.
Well, one car was fake.
Yeah. Through freaking reality, virtual reality.
Yeah, so the car that Black Panther was on was fake, but then it was a cool car scene that the two girls were driving, the general, and then Black Panther's girlfriend. Forgive me for not having their names, but I don't want to fuck them up.
What about when Black Panther got his claws into the wheel and turn it up?
Exactly.
Right? That was awesome, right?
So here's the thing: we saw that in the previews, and you say, there's a car chase scene, but Black Panther, you have all the things that we talked about, like, okay, a black superhero and all the social cool things that happen with it. But the main thing is that it could have been very stale, but it wasn't. It was super creative. And by the way, this is the same director that did the shitty Fantastic Four movie. I liked it, but most people didn't. That you might not even have seen.
I've seen it. I've seen them also on the Fantastic Four. I've seen them on that site.
Okay,
don't
know.
Yeah. Trust
but I believe you've seen them.
But this movie, like, so you also had the good music along with the right, along
Kendrick
with the action.
Lamar. Kendrick Lamar chosen. I was disappointed because in the preview you had Run the Jewels, and they weren't actually in the movie. But whatever.
So you had a lot. You had the action. You had the
yeah.
music. You had a little comic. You had the good stuff. It would have been good if it was the Yellow Panther.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what.
Could have been the hot pink panther.
It doesn't matter. The leopard.
Yeah. So the movie was awesome. Even worth a review. In your case, you've told me on many occasions that you dislike 3D. You're even considering it just for the fuck of it, watching it in 3D.
Well, overall the 3D. Some of the movies I've seen, it does mess with my eyes or my head or something. But these type of movies,
why not?
I want to. Well, you want to. The technology is so good these days that you want to see. Okay, I'll give you the scene. The scene where he was picking up the cars. Okay, he was about to jump in the jungle and kill like 50 people.
Yeah.
To rescue his girl. Do you remember that scene?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember before he jumped down? He was picking up the cars and seen where she was. Oh
yeah. The fate. Yeah. That actually did look cool in 3D.
It was real.
Yeah. It was like iTunes. It was like 3D shit. Except he could pick up the car and look at it.
So he knew.
It actually did look pretty cool in 3D for not being action. Yeah.
So that scene. I was thinking about that probably would be cool in 3D.
Yeah. So I haven't watched
it up.
I can tell you a negative about 3D because you haven't watched 3D in a while, and this is the first one I've watched in a long time. When I put the 3D glasses on, it made it darker.
It made the screen darker?
Yeah, you get used to it.
I'm just not used to wearing glasses, but you do it sometimes.
Well, that is the other thing, too. I was wearing my glasses. I have to put the 3D glasses over it because
you're not going to be able to see.
I would see, but it's...
So you screwed up not wearing contacts.
Well... Either way, it made the screen darker, whether you're wearing glasses or not. Yeah, it made the screen darker.
Okay, so you enjoyed it, but it was just kind of...
well, you didn't notice. After a minute, you don't notice it. But there's a little bit less brightness in those 3D glasses.
So give me a top 3D moment in the movie, though. There has to be the one scene where that 3D makes it worth it.
Some of the airplane spaceship fight scenes with that CIA director.
Okay.
Those were good in 3D.
So the
you could see the way that you could see it, like the technical aspect of the fight scene is better because you could see some of the enemy planes coming up behind them and going in front of them. You can see that a little bit better. You could see it fine in 2D. It's not that crazy, but it was pretty cool.
What about what's that magic potion that they drink, the blue stuff?
That herb, I can't remember now.
In their little garden thing with those like crazy looking in 3D.
It looked cool, but it wasn't. It probably would look the same in 2D.
I figured it'd be floating, or when they pick it up.
Yeah, it was floating. It was bright and floating. I mean, you could tell. What Marvel's good about too is that they're good about making 3D cool, but not necessary. I would say the only movie that it's more necessary for, where you're like, oh, I need to see that in 3D, was Doctor Strange.
Oh, I would have said it's not a Marvel, but I would have said you were going to say Avatar.
Well, Avatar for sure, because the Avatar was made originally for 3D. But for Marvel movies, Doctor Strange was real trippy.
Gotcha.
Right? There's weird shit going on and people standing on weird, And we didn't. I don't think we saw it in 3D, but when you watched it in 3D, you were like, oh, this movie would be fucking cool in 3D.
And I said, I think we're at the point where you want to see it both ways. I mean, I want to see it regular no matter what, and then
I'm on your
side. 3D now.
I think we agree, but it's like here's the thing: the one time you're ever going to see that movie in 3D, because home 3D is expensive and idiotic to do, is really in the theater.
Besides 2040.
Well, yeah, but 2040 the movies will be a fucking helmet, and then you're going to be able to walk among them.
But it'll be like at home.
To be honest, I think now that we've talked about this, I think I'm going to go find Star Wars to go see it in 3D. Because why not?
Oh, you mean the newest, the next one?
Yeah, the one that's come out. It's about to get out of theaters. You know what I mean?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, why not? Let's go watch it in 3D on the weekend or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But
although when we saw it regular, right? I thought we saw
you
it 3D.
Did see it with me.
I thought I saw it 3D, but maybe not.
No, we saw it regular.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw it regular.
I mean, my eyes, when I watch movies, I see everything 3D anyway, so I kind of forget if I'm seeing it regular or not.
Here's the thing. 3D is unnecessary. What you got to think of 3D is like, do you like the God of Thunder at Tenaya Creek, the beer? You love it, right? God of Thunder?
Yes.
Okay. You know what 3D is? 3D is when they do the one-off series of God of Thunder where they mix it. Yeah. Like today it was mixed with Joseph James and some other stuff.
It's when they call it Grayskull.
or Grayskull.
It's still good.
Is it necessary? No, it's not necessary, but it's cool to have.
It's something different and it tastes good.
Yeah, exactly.
But maybe the regular's better, but it's still cool to.
Yeah. So let's talk about some specific things about Black Panther. So one of the major themes in Black Panther, which I'm fine with, is that his father had a difficult decision to make in it. Do you want to talk about what that was?
Okay, so that decision was like it showed like 25 years earlier.
1992.
Yeah, old school in Oakland or something, right?
How old does that make you feel though? But 1992 in Oakland, like
I mean, that's
like Straight Outta Compton was already released.
Yeah.
By that time, that's how old it was.
Although it does make us feel old in a way because that was a long time ago to us.
Yeah, but we're still 10 and 11 years old.
Yeah, I mean, I remember 92.
Yeah, so do I. It's literally Straight Outta Compton was released. Probably Dog Pound, I think, was already released.
And like
right around
NBA
that time.
Jam, the video game?
NBA Jam, the video game was right around then. Yeah,
might have been 93.
Maybe 90. Yeah, maybe that. Maybe in the arcade already released.
It was 6 months from blowing up on the scene in the arcades everywhere. So the decision was he had to decide to kill his brother for his
it was his brother.
friend.
Yeah.
Right? It was like for his son's friend.
Yeah, he made the decision to kill his brother, which was okay because it was done as a reaction, right? Because his brother was about to kill the other spy.
Yeah.
Right. So he had to do that. The mistake was leaving the son in America.
Yeah, that was another decision.
That was the big decision.
So the decision to kill
the brother. Killing him is one thing because you can explain it away.
But then he left the son.
Yeah, and so the son was Wakandan.
Yeah, so they.
But he grew up in America.
Took him with him.
So Black Panther starts with that interesting premise, because when you see the father in the Civil War movie, and he seems like a good guy where he gets assassinated, that bomb explodes, everyone thinks it's Bucky. The focus is on Bucky and Captain America, but that happens in it. And you find out that, hey, things are a little bit tougher than they seem because the father had to make this decision. Of course, it turns out to be the wrong decision.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it would have changed everything if they would have took him.
So the kid ends up becoming Eric Warmonger. He's in the comics.
Freaking assassin.
He's in the comics, becomes Eric Warmonger, and he goes and tries to take over Wakanda.
Now, he did a great job, right? Michael Jordan?
Yeah. Is that the actor's name?
Yeah, playing the character.
Well, I mean, and he's from Creed. Creed was awesome.
Yeah.
Creed brought Rocky,
that's the actor's
Rocky
name.
Back into the world.
It literally is Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. That's what
it's Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as he did a good job as acting, fight scenes, he's very athletic. He played that good. He played the character. He's a little crazy.
Well, a lot of people think he stole the film, but I think dude that plays Black Panther, I'll tell you his name right now.
Yeah, I don't think he stole the film at all. I think they both did a great job.
To me, Chadwick Boseman is the shit. He did great in the other Marvel films as Black Panther, and he did great as the star of his own movie. And Michael B. Jordan was also very awesome. So story-wise, I want to talk about Michael B. Jordan in a second because I think he is great. And there's a little bit more to talk about wasting good actors on villains, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So you got this situation. The main conflict in the film is the fact that T'Challa, today's Black Panther, has to basically pay for and deal with his father's mistakes.
Okay.
Right. So there's a little bit of depth in that, right?
Yeah. And he's thinking about it, right? He can't get over it.
Well, the other thing is that what Michael B. Jordan says, or what Killmonger in the comic books, the villain is called Killmonger, and when it's a comic book, sometimes it's very deep and sometimes it's not deep.
So what did he say? He was pissed off.
But the idea is legitimate. Like if he wasn't an extremist, you can agree with the idea. Why wouldn't Wakanda, who is ahead of its time technologically and hidden, why wouldn't they help the African nations around them? Why wouldn't they help the people of African descent around them, right?
You would want to help, but they don't want that stuff to get
secret.
out. They don't want that because they don't want that stuff to get out.
Exactly, right? They want to like do it secretly.
Or they don't want that stuff to get in the hands of the wrong people too.
Exactly. So Killmonger takes it to the extreme. Instead of using the technology to help people, he wants to go take over.
And then he wants to burn.
Yeah, that's his idea.
So nobody else can be as powerful as him.
Yeah, his idea is to take over with Wakanda's technology, right? So,
and because he wanted like revenge, right? Because he's pissed off that the Black Panther killed his dad.
Yeah, and to him it's just a murder.
Yeah, so he's like, I'm gonna get these guys.
Yeah, to him it's a murder.
Mine or whatever.
So it's one of the things that brings Black Panther above the. There's beautiful things like, hey, you grow like a black kid grows up and he never had his superhero, but there's beautiful things like that, and we'll get into those too. But the thing that makes Black Panther so strong is that it is great on multiple levels. So there's even a great like thread within the movie, a legitimate conflict within the movie that T'Challa, the current Black Panther, has to deal with the fact that his dad made a mistake. His enemy is mostly right.
Yeah, it's not on him. But.
Yeah, the enemy is mostly right, but he's gone to such an extreme version of being right because his dad made a mistake, right?
But that's why he accepted the fight, because he knows that the guy's right as far as having a chance at the throne.
He had the right. He had the right to the throne, so he accepted the fight. He loses, of course, and then, but T'Challa at the end, once he defeats the guy that went too extreme, once he defeats him, he obviously he starts giving away his technology. He shows it to the kids in Oakland, and he tells Congress in the secret scenes at the end, right?
Yeah.
So, and then of course Congress is like, what can a farming community give you? Meanwhile, they have all this
and that was cool
vibranium.
how he bought all the area around there.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, this is the house, buying this. Now to stay for the final scenes too, right?
Of course, always. Well, everyone that watches Marvel movies know that now.
Although, wasn't there one Marvel movie lately that didn't have anything at the end? I watched one and it didn't have anything.
No, everyone had something.
Really?
Yeah.
I forget which movie it was there, but one of them recently, a few months ago, I stayed and nothing was at the end. Maybe it wasn't a Marvel movie, but I thought
it could have been a DC movie that didn't have anything.
And I tried, and it didn't play nothing.
Yeah. So that's one of the things I wanted to point out that puts Black Panther at a high level. So the other thing I don't want to everyone's talking about it, so I was a little bit hesitant of really bringing it up, especially being two like American white guys basically. But the other thing which I do want to bring up on Black Panther is there are like that have nothing to do with the movie. There are like social implications, because really, if you're black, and I would say Latinos have even less, but if you're black, you don't have a lot of superheroes to follow. And Black Panther is a high-level, big, important superhero. He's going to have a huge deal, that he's going to have a huge part in the Infinity War and everything, right?
Well, but they've always had the superhero for like 60 years.
The superhero's been around for 60 years, but now he's gotten like
mainstream
attention.
Same
There's
like
a beautiful,
Luke Cage, right?
There's
the same thing.
Yeah, but Luke Cage is more adult, right?
Yeah.
There's a beautiful video of two African American kids. I don't know where from, but they're 6-year-olds like you and I were.
So they're dressed up like to go watch a movie?
They're not dressed up, but they're 6-year-olds like you and I were.
Yeah.
Pretending to be Spider-Man and stuff.
Okay.
And these kids are saying, I'm Black Panther. I'm Killmonger.
It's a real video?
It's a real video, yeah. It's just two kids being recorded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And previously, those like Wayne, let's say, are our friends that are our age that were African American and Hispanic too. I think Hispanics are still underrepresented. But those kids, they had to pretend they were Spider-Man. It was normal for them.
We'll have to ask Wayne, but I think Wayne did pretend he was probably Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's all he had, right?
When you're a kid, it was normal for an African American or a Latino or an Asian to pretend he was a white guy.
Well, the Asian guy pretended he was Bruce Lee.
Maybe, or we pretended, but that was a little bit less. Yeah.
Anyway, so I see what you mean.
There's a bigger level, like for the kids, like it's reasonable to say that it's cool that we have superheroes that look like Americans, not superheroes that look like white Americans, right?
Yeah, so this character now in the theaters is changing childhood lives, is what you're trying to say.
Affecting them, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
that's getting a little deep.
I'm saying that the Marvel universe and superheroes are big enough that you can have important superheroes that represent the 13% of the population and the 15% of the population and the 20% of the population. Because I can tell you right now, all my friends are, you know what I mean? They're not all white. Like all my friends, when I walk around and I think of my friends, they have last names like Sanchez. They have last names like Jenkins. Okay. They have last names like Soboro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're mixed. You have Italian in you. You may or may not have Mexican in you. That's changed over the years.
Whatever. Man.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I've grown up in Mexican communities, and technically I'm Argentinian.
Yeah.
But in those communities, I've never not been the white guy, right? So I've always been able to identify with the culture as a whole.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not unreasonable to say that that's cool that African American kids now have someone they can identify with instead of 300 GI Joes that are white and like there's 2 that are black guys. You know what I mean? Heavy Duty, I remember, was a black guy.
Okay.
And that was my favorite GI Joe, but I didn't know. You know what I mean?
So,
I wasn't trying to identify.
So you're talking superheroes. So GI Joe, you're right. That was all a certain amount.
Yeah.
Now these aren't really superheroes, but they were to us, and they still are. The Ninja Turtles were identifiable for everybody because they were just green Ninja Turtles.
I mean, that's true.
So that was
might have been the start.
Yeah, that was kind of like something.
That might have been the start to being neutral.
Yeah, because so you had like He-Man, which is He-Man's as white can get.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's like the all-American He-Man. So you had different characters that I'm not going to say they were colors, but you had different kind of characters in the He-Man realm, right?
Yeah. I mean, there were monsters and there were white people.
Yeah. So those toys, the He-Man.
But Ninja Turtles is more reasonable because it was neutral.
Yeah,
at least. But here's the fact. Here's what neutral means, though. So we say it was neutral because they were green, right? But in your mind's eye, if you were to write it, let's say you read a story where the Ninja Turtles took a serum and they turned back human. In your mind's eye...
That's probably happened in an episode.
Probably. In your mind's eye, all 4 Ninja Turtles are still white.
Yeah, maybe one of them's like Mexican. Michelangelo's Italian.
Well,
which is white.
No, Michelangelo's like Tyler. He's the party dude.
He just wants pizza and a party and stuff. I see what you mean. So it's kind of, they're white characters that are green is what you're trying to say?
In a lot of ways, yeah. And if it was a green character that acted black or acted Mexican, it would probably be stereotypical.
Okay, so Thundercats were white guys and orange.
And orange, yeah. So I wanted to point it out. I wanted to point this part out because it's relevant. It's an African or a black. Well, I guess T'Challa's African. He's not even American. It's a black superhero. That's cool. Wonder Woman did a similar thing for women. So I had someone that said that he wouldn't let his daughter watch it because she's prancing around in a skimpy outfit.
Okay.
But mostly there's a strong woman character. She's the hero. She's better than the man. She's a strong woman character. I mean, that's cool.
Spider-Man's prancing around in tight leotard. You know what I mean?
That's true too. But
so some people.
I don't want to get too into it. I just want to say that.
Okay, but let me ask you.
We recognize it.
Is there a Mexican superhero?
Well, we can get into that now.
Yeah.
So I will always say that it's easy. It's very easy to recognize when something's not African American or black, like something's non-representative of the African American population, and it's relevant and it should be recognized. But what I'll add, and what you just alluded to, is that there is not a large amount of Latino representation.
And that will be coming soon, probably.
Hopefully, it should.
They will.
Miles Morales is the Spider-Man in the Ultimate Marvel Universe, and he's been alluded to in the Spider-Man movie, but he's half Puerto Rican and half black. But the fact is that the Latino minority is bigger than the African American minority, and if you live where we lived our whole life in the Southwest, probably a good 50% of our friends are Latin based, right? Like they might be mixed, but a good amount of our friends are
I don't know about 50%, but I definitely had some, right?
It's close. Yeah. You went to a private school. I went to school in Bell Gardens. And then in Central California where people are picking fruit, so.
Okay.
So I will say that I feel that the reaction when something's too white, the reaction isn't that it's too white, it's that it's not black enough. But no one goes, "Hey, where's our Latino friends?" And, "Hey, where's our Asian friends?"
Yeah, and eventually you'll get that.
Hopefully. But anyway, I don't want to get too social. I know that there's social implications with Black Panther, and those are relevant. We've spent a good 15 minutes on it now.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to go into, let's get more into the comic book and the big MCU level. So Black Panther is the movie that comes out right before Avengers: Infinity War. Right? And in the previews of Avengers: Infinity War, we've seen some pretty intense fight scenes which appear to be in Wakanda. Right? So what do you think, just as a fan, like you're a fan?
So picking what's going to happen in the next movie?
Yeah. How do you think Wakanda and Black Panther will mix into the Infinity War?
So it might be that, what's that stuff called? The delirium?
Vibranium.
Oh, vibranium. So that stuff, is that stuff going to be like, some of it got out, right? Not one of the ships, but maybe like
a decent amount.
Yeah, something got out, and they're going to need that return there and need help to fight against it.
Yeah, that or maybe Thanos needs it.
Okay.
For example, that's where it's the most rich. The vibranium is gonna play an important part in getting Captain America his shield back.
Okay.
So we've already said spoiler alert,
but meet up with him and then they join forces or something.
Yeah, we've already said spoiler alert. But if you watch the very last scene in Black Panther, the Wakandans were taking care of Bucky.
Yeah.
Who I think is going to be the next Captain America. I think they're going to kill Steve Rogers. And so in the comics, Bucky has been Captain America, and also Falcon has been Captain America.
So what were they doing though? In the last scene, they were announcing it to the Congress.
Well,
what were they saying?
Okay, there were two scenes. There was one where they announced to Congress that Wakanda is going to share their technology, and then in the second scene, his sister, who I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
I don't want to fuck it up. I have it here.
She was part of that comic. She was part of the comic relief, right?
Yeah, she was funny and she's super smart.
No, I don't remember her name. But
I'll tell you her name right now.
I mean, I can guess 3 names and see if I'm close, but it won't be anywhere. No, but yeah, so those were the. Well, it will sound bad if I say it wrong. Is this a social?
Shuri. So the Black Panther, T'Challa's sister, Shuri is in the last scene, and she's seen taking care of Bucky, who at the end of the last Captain America movie, he goes and takes Bucky to Wakanda to be healed, right? And then in the Infinity War trailer, as everyone that's seen it knows, there's a very famous thing where T'Challa goes, "Get this man his shield," right? So obviously there's a mix there with Captain America and Black Panther and stuff.
Team up, coming right
against Thanos and whoever he brings along to fight. So I think Black Panther's going to play a big role. I also think that there's going to be a lot of death in Infinity War, or if not in Infinity War, in the second Avengers movie.
A death to all people or to a main character, superhero?
Well, they got to make some kind of reset. So Black Panther's going to be there. He's too popular. He's going to survive.
Yeah.
I think the big death, and maybe there's going to be 2. I'm saying it right now on the podcast on...
Don't say Captain America.
February 20th. Yeah, I just told you already, Captain America. Yeah. That's the obvious one. On February 20th at 8 p.m., is Steve Rogers is going to die, and Bucky will take his spot. And also, Iron Man.
Iron Man's more believable than Captain America. Captain America doesn't die.
Well, Steve Rogers will die because
he's
the actor Chris Evans, he's not signed. He's not signed.
He's done with playing it.
Yeah. I think Bucky's signed to like 6 more movies, and Captain America and Chris Evans is not. And Iron Man. And Iron Man, it's time to move on. You have an opportunity to make that character. I forget his name, the actor's name now. War Machine Iron Man, maybe.
What character that happened with a few other superheroes where they played it too long and they're just sick of doing the same?
I mean, it's happened in the Batman movies.
Maybe that was it.
Right, George Clooney played Batman, Val Kilmer played Batman, and then it started with Michael Keaton. And then obviously the best Batman is Christian Bale.
And they offered him like $100 and $200 million. He said no.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was like $100 million, and he was like, no, thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
So to give up that much money, but he just wanted to do different roles.
Yeah, and then what's his name that plays Wolverine?
Somebody else.
What's his name that plays?
That was what I was thinking about, like Jackman.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman has played Wolverine for 20 years. He's just done with it.
That's the one that he played so long.
But now that the X-Men universe is winding down because Disney bought the rights back, you might see a new mixture into the Marvel universe in the next 4 or 5 years, right?
Yeah.
So
they're gonna definitely do a new one because they need to make all that money.
Yeah, and they're probably gonna reset it all, you know. Where were we in the Marvel universe? You fucking dropped me off. Okay, so Iron Man, Captain America. I think those are probably the 2 biggest Marvel superheroes as far as the main MCU goes. And you kill them off. You don't have to pay those big actors that much money anymore. And you could bring them back later if you needed to, but you can expand some of the other properties you have. Like Black Panther needs a sequel.
Yeah.
Ant-Man is like that movie everyone liked.
Yeah.
But isn't the big one. You could expand that.
People that was one of the previews was Ant-Man vs. Wasp.
Yeah, so that one's already planned.
That was
Captain Marvel, the first woman superhero and star woman superhero. There's going to be a Black Widow movie.
This ain't Marvel, but they're going to be the Venom.
Venom's on the side. Yeah, that's going to be cool.
That would be cool.
And then you're going to have a Black Widow movie, and then Doctor Strange 2 is going to come out. So
There's so much stuff.
You continue those streaks.
You just named the next 4 years from now movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've named the next movies for the next couple of years.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Think about that. So they're set. They're set for they're set forever.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Stan Lee real quick. He set him up for a lifetime.
Oh, Stan Lee, dude.
His entrance.
Stan Lee should be so fucking rich.
How he always makes that cameo? It's always funny.
His cameo is great.
It was cool this time, right?
We should have given 30 minutes to the Stan Lee cameo. It was so good.
Yeah, it was cool.
So anyway, we got it. I hope you got it from the beginning after all the bullshit we talked about. I mean, Black Panther's a thumbs up. Anyone who's not giving it a thumbs up is just trying to find something wrong with it. It's important on many levels. It was a good story. We talked about the conflict with T'Challa and what his father did, and then the extremeness that it brought about, and then how T'Challa met in the middle. We talked about the social implications in the world today. Very excited that there's something cool for kids that aren't just white to follow. A superhero that looks like them is awesome. Why not? The economy's big enough in this country. And then the Black Panther is going to have a significant part of the MCU. So if you just follow the MCU, it isn't like the Black Panther was something on the side. Ant-Man was a little bit something on the side. Black Panther is a main portion of the involvement.
Yeah, he'll be big in the next movie. Yeah.
So the simple fact is that if you don't watch superhero movies, you should watch Black Panther because of just what it is.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
If you love superhero movies and you love the MCU, it's an important piece of the lore. And then the third thing is that it's just a good action movie. If you never watched an MCU movie and you're a super racist, you should still watch it, right? It's just a good movie. The conflict is good.
You had your comedy, your action.
Comedy, action, there's good conflict. It's an intelligent movie at the same time. So there's really no reason not to watch it twice. Disney did a good job. Give them your fucking money.
Twice? What are you talking about, 3D and regular?
3D and regular.
Or regular or 3D and regular.
And I'm going to buy it on I'm going to buy it on Blu-ray.
Yeah,
we can watch it again in a year.
Yep.
So So we
Is it
really
a movie like? Is it a movie like Goodfellas where you can see it 20 times? There aren't many of those movies.
Yeah,
Casino.
not like Goodfellas.
Goodfellas.
That's the gangster side, which that's a different feel. But
But I mean like where you could watch it multiple times.
Where you just put it on, for sure. I think it is. It is definitely. So there's 3 levels of the reasons you should watch Black Panther. This is the propaganda show. You can find these posted on notpartofyourscene.com. That's Angelo Saburo. He handles the sister podcast Twitter at Chaotic Sports. You can follow the podcast and the website at NPOYS_music. That's Not Part of Your Scene Music at Twitter. I'm Chris Sarda. You can follow me at Chris Sarda. And please rate this podcast. I know you watched Black Panther. If you're listening to this, if you disagree with something, I'd love to hear it. Because I think we...
No matter what, good or bad.
Good or bad, but I think we took the safe road on those 3 levels. It's good for the MCU.
Yeah. It's
good for society in general, and then it's a good standalone movie. So if you disagree with something, I'd love to hear how you can disagree with those 3 points. Thank you for listening so much. Black Panther is a little bit more mainstream talk. After Black Panther, I will put something up on this comic book Baby Teeth, and then I'll get a little bit more into the weeds with some of the Oscar movies soon. That'll probably be a lone podcast.
I have to watch that. I still want to watch that one.
Which one?
The Baby Bird or whatever that movie's called.
Oh, Lady Bird?
Yeah, Lady Bird.
So you'll hear me talk about that. If you watch Lady Bird, we'll do a podcast on Lady Bird. There's no...
Because I want to watch that one.
Yeah, that's like a midlife girl crisis, a mid-teenage crisis.
That's exactly what I want to watch.
It's good shit, though.
All right.
So thank you for listening. Please rate us on whatever podcast you have to listen to, and interact with us. We're available. We're assholes. We're out and about. So thank you for listening. This has been the Propaganda Show on NotPartOfYourScene.com.